Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game. the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school football here on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff, ready to bring you the broadcast tonight on Summit City Sports as the Wayne Generals get set to take on the Southside Archers. Wayne and Southside coming into this game at 0-2 apiece on the season, as they both try to get their first victories of the year. We'll be back in just a moment as we get ready to bring you the broadcast here on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Not the whole time, just when we were ready to go on.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599. Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce the starting defense for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Southside Archers. Number 5, Javante Malone. Number 6, Devontae Williams. Number 7.
Welcome back, everybody. Just about ready to get started between the Southside Archers and the Wayne Generals. Wayne and Southside both coming in at 0-1 on the season. 0-4 on the season, trying to get their first victories of the year. Wayne had a 9-3 season a year ago. They were a much improved team, and they've been continuing to improve ever since head coach Derek Moore took over. And for Southside, they struggled to 0-10 last year. They look to improve this year, and they got a lot of season left to play, but right now have continued to struggle as the year goes on. Well, we will take a break and come back with more here on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312 1599.
Back here at Wayne High School for this edition of Summit City Sports and high school football on Summit City Sports. The Wayne Generals set to take on the Southside Archers. Wayne and Southside both winless coming into this game. Now, Southside, they've tried to establish the running game a number of times this season early on in games. Last week, they struggled to move the ball, did not pick up a first down, a loss to Snyder. Meanwhile, Wayne, they've got plenty of talent on their team, even though they have yet to win. But last week they suffered a tough loss to Northside. 48-16 was the final. As they try to get their first win of the season, they're coming off a 9-win campaign on the year, from last year, that is. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get in a word from our sponsors. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports. Like our Facebook page. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Acme Bar and Grill is currently located at 1105 East State Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Order your favorite pizza, pasta, salad, and more, all with the click of a button. Acme Bar and Grill accepts orders online for pickup. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurtz Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook page for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been serving food consistently since 1973. Their recipes use only the best fresh ingredients. They are family-owned and they pride themselves on great quality. For more information, go to elaztecarestaurant.com. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. You can count on them to provide you with a system and solution that fits your unique needs. The Wayne Generals are coached by head coach Derek Moore. He is in his 4th season as head coach. The Southside Archers are coached by Roosevelt Norfleet. He is in his 6th season as head coach. Just had the coin toss. And it will be Wayne to receive the opening kickoff. It was Southside who won the toss. They deferred. So we'll give you the starting lineup. First for the Wayne Generals, Sean Collins and Keyshawn Fields will start at running back. Nate Moore is one of the wide receivers along with Cameron Tolles. Aiden Meek is the starting quarterback, and they expect to use Cameron Webb offensively as well at the skill positions. On the offensive line will include players like Simon Twist, Kadaijuan Mitchell, Kyron Johnson, Andrew Kennedy, and Matt Spriggs. Get to the starting defense for Southside here in just a moment, but right now, Southside just about ready to kick it off. Trevor Hapner handles the kicking duties for Southside. And it's an onside kick just across the 50-yard line. And Southside got it. How about that to start things off? An onside kick by the Archers. And they just ran right out of the huddle. Well, we'll get you another look at that here in just a moment. So that certainly changes things. Now Southside's offense will be on the field, and it will be Demir Clark starting at quarterback for the Archers. Clark hands it off. That's Manny Knight, drilled in the backfield. Cameron Webb in on the tackle for the Generals. Well, Southside was able to establish some good field position in last week's game. In last week's game against Snyder, but the offense wasn't able to do much afterwards. Archers looking to avoid a similar fate here tonight. Gone backwards on the first play. We'll see what happens here on second down. They fake the handoff. Clark rolling to his left. Throws complete to Trevor Hapner for the first down and more. Trevor Hapner down the sideline. Touchdown. 52 yards. Trevor Hapner. And it's a 6-0 lead for Southside after being shut out last week at the hands of Snyder. They go backwards on the first play, then on the second play from scrimmage, Hapner takes it the distance. Hugo Huerta on for the PAT. Trying to make it 7-0 Archers. They get the snap down. The kick on the way. No good. So it remains 6-0 in the Archers' favor. But while we have a moment, we will look at our last replay, and our replay is brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. And it was Trevor Hapner coming right out of the huddle. He kicks it onside, got to wait for it to go 10 yards, and a lot of Archers close to it, but it didn't look like anybody touched it. And even if they did, obviously you don't have the aspect of instant replay in high school football. And meanwhile, the following player, actually 2 plays later, right after a negative play, Mr. Hapner gets involved on this one. Demir Clark on the rollout. And there's Hapner open out in the flat. And once he got to the outside, he was gone. It remains 6-0, though, after the missed PAT. So now Wayne will get its first possession, we think. Hey, one onside kick happens. Who knows if they'll do it again? They've already succeeded at it once. Now, this usually doesn't apply to onside kicks, but coaches will often say, hey, if they can't stop it, we'll keep running it. This time they come out in a regular kickoff formation. Southside did not convert a single first down last week, and this time it is a regular kickoff. And it's bobbled, but eventually picked up by Nate Moore. And Moore gets it across the 25. He's drilled back at the 26-yard line. And now the Generals will have their first possession of the game, and they had a lot of seniors to replace from last year's team. Of course, Craig Young is probably the most notable of those names. He's now playing at Ohio State. Brandon Young, the quarterback, he also graduated. Now, Aiden Meek is the starting quarterback this year. He's a sophomore. He's someone that head coach Derek Moore has been very high on. He's got Keyshawn Fields as a starting running back. Keyshawn Fields is the second leading rusher in the SAC. They dump this one out in the flat. That's complete to Cameron Tolles, and Tolles gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's about a 7-yard gain, maybe an 8-yard gain. We'll see where they spot it. They spot it right at the 35, so it will be an 8-yard gain. Tackle made by DeAndre Coach. But a big boost early on in this game for Southside. Like I said, they did not convert a single third down last week. Now, a lot of that is a credit to Snyder's defense. That's a really good defense that they're going against, a really good defense with a lot of really good playmakers. Going to be hard to run the ball against them, going to be hard to throw the ball against them. Now, Snyder's got a huge matchup tonight. That's going to be against Homestead, and we've got a timeout on the field. I believe this was called by the Generals, and it was. We'll keep it right with you here on SummitCitySports.com. This Wayne team, like I said, they've got a lot of talented players. Now, it's a lot of talented players, but a lot of players with very little experience. Now, Cameron Tolles got some experience last year as wide receiver. Very little starting experience, I should say. Cameron Tolles made some big catches in a section playoff game against Bishop Dwenger. That was just a 1-point loss for the Generals. They fought, they scrapped, they clawed. Got some pressure from their big guys up front. I believe both Xavier Ellington and Darius Alexander both got in the backfield and sacked the Dwenger quarterback. Of course, Dwenger's quarterback last year was Brendan Lytle, as it is this year. Meek back to throw. They motion Fields into the backfield. He takes the handoff, and he's going to go backwards. Very little room to work with for Fields. And I believe that was Fomby who made the tackle. And this Southside defense gets the kind of start it was hoping for, at least on that second down play. Wayne got a good gain on first down, but go way backwards there on second down. And the backfield for Wayne right now is number 5, Sean Collins. Low snap, Aiden Meek back to throw, going downfield in a one-on-one matchup, and it is wrestled away, flag down on the play. Well, there might have been some hand fighting or holding by both guys. The coverage was by Devontae Williams. He's listed at free safety, but he's actually playing at cornerback tonight. Then we have a flag for a personal foul against the Archers. Had 2 penalties on that play. They had called the pass interference. It was offensive pass interference against Nate Moore. But then I believe they declined that and accepted the roughing the passer penalty against the Archers. So an automatic first down after the Generals looked like they were about to go 3 and out. Now Wayne lined up their quarterbacks under center quite a bit last year. They still do it this year as flags come flying in. The SAC, you see a lot of teams line up in the shotgun, but Wayne, they still use that old school under center look. Bishop Dwenger still does that too. This is going to be offsides, meanwhile, against the Archers, I beg your pardon. It's going to be 1st and 5 after the penalty. Hand off to Keyshawn Fields. He cuts it upfield, trying to get towards that marker, and he does. He's got the first down and more. It's Burney in on the tackle, a 10-yard run for Keyshawn Fields. He is the second leading rusher in the SAC at over 300 yards coming into play tonight. You expect him to get a lot of work in that backfield. Of course, even with that being so, like I said, Derek Moore has had a lot of good things to say about his young quarterback, Aiden Meek. He's a sophomore quarterback. Expect to see a lot of him in years to come. Good cut by Sean Collins, but he's wrestled down after a 3-yard gain. Max Burney with the tackle. Well, Max Burney seems like he's been just about all over that front line. They're making the stop after a 3-yard gain. Four-down lineman for the Archers. Meek throws the screen to the far side. That's Nate Moore. Reaches out for the marker. It's going to be close. I think he's going to be short, though. Dylan Jackson with the tackle for Southside. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2, and they're actually not going to give him the stretch. They're going to mark it back at the 36-yard line. Bouncing it to the outside. 1st down and more for Collins, and he's down to the 26-yard line. And Wayne converts on 3rd down. Well, the 3rd down defense was a cause for concern for Southside last week against Snyder. The Panthers converted on all but 3 of their 3rd down attempts. Handoff goes to Collins again, stretching it to the left side. Has a block out in front, trying to break free. He's got the 1st down inside the 15. Malone in on the tackle. Well, this drive continued after roughing the passer was called against the Archers. As whistles blow. And we got a timeout called by Southside. Well, we'll keep it right here. Wayne driving after the penalty helped to keep the drive alive. And a huge penalty that was. Roughing the passer was the call. And meanwhile, we'll take a look at one of the plays that has taken place here on this drive. Now, this was before the penalty. A huge tackle for loss. They had Keyshawn Fields taking the handoff on a reverse, lined up at wide receiver. But Jamarion Fomby and Max Burney were in on the tackle. Meanwhile, we just got an update. Homestead leads Snyder 7-0 over at Homestead High School. Homestead's coming off a big upset win over Bishop Dwenger a week ago. Meanwhile, saw another score. Looks like Northside is leading Bishop Luers 6-0. Northside defeated Wayne last week. That's a Northside team that they were 2-8 last year, but they took a huge step forward from that 0-10 season 2 years ago. Mike Brevard looking to build something over there at Northside as they try to continue to take steps forward. Illegal substitution, meanwhile, is the call against the Archers. That's the 3rd penalty of this drive against Southside. Meek will go under center. He takes the snap, hands it off to Fields, straight ahead, powering ahead toward the marker. He's close. They're going to call him short of the goal line. Looks like it will be enough for the 1st down, though. It's going to bring up 1st and goal for Wayne. Handoff goes to Fields, touchdown. walk-in score for Keyshawn Fields. And that hole just opened up like the Red Sea. Well, meanwhile, Wayne has a new kicker who we'll tell you about right now. Diego Semperio is the new kicker. He just walked on this week. He also plays soccer for Wayne High School. And this would be his first extra point attempt of the season. They get it down, a low kick, no good. So it remains tied at 6. In the meantime, we'll be right back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable.
Well, back here on Summit City Sports, we will show you the replay of that last score. Our replay is brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. We'll show you that replay in just a moment. Here we'll have the kickoff from Wayne. As we are tied at 6 apiece, Keyshawn Fields with that touchdown run moments ago. Diego Semperio to kick it away again. There goes the kick. Returnable, taken from the 16-yard line. That's Devontae Malone on the return, bounces it to the outside, and gets up to about the 33-yard line. A good return by the Archers. Jones and Drake in on the tackle for Wayne. And the Archers will start with good field position. Well, 2 missed extra points is what has taken place in this game after each team has scored. Trevor Hapner had the touchdown on Southside's first possession of the game. That was after they had recovered the onside kick. Handoff straight up the middle. And I think that was Knight. Check that, it was number 31, Ashton Johnson. And he picks up a good 8 yards. Ashton Johnson, 6'2", 220 pounds. As Clark goes under center, he hands it off the right side. Johnson's got the first down again. Johnson, the fullback, getting good work here on these first couple of plays. Well, early in the game against Concordia, Southside was able to run the ball very well with multiple backs. Clark will go under center. He fakes the handoff and looks to throw this time, running out of time, and he's going to be taken down. A host of generals in on the tackle. That was his helmet that came off, not the football. And if I'm not mistaken, that means that Demir Clark is going to have to sit out for a play. Unless maybe they say that his helmet came off after the forward progress was stopped. Well, we get a chance. We'll take a look at our latest Traction Athletic Performance replay. This was the touchdown by Keyshawn Fields, and a good block there to help spring him free into the end zone. Meanwhile, that is Lattimore in at quarterback. Jalen Lattimore, he cuts it upfield, gets back the yardage, lost and more, banging into a defender. A big run by Jalen Lattimore to try and help get his team back in good position as we take a look at the last Traction AP replay. That was where Clark got sacked. I believe it was Kadaijuan Mitchell who was the first to get there. A little help from his friends at the end of that. But meanwhile, after that run by Lattimore, Southside has a golden chance to move the chains here on third down. They did not convert a third down last week. Demir Clark is back in there, just resting for the one play after his helmet came off. And whistles blow. Obviously, there's a lot of finger pointing going on. But it looks like it's going to be on Southside as they begin to move backwards. And yes, it is going to be on Southside. A false start is the call. Going to be 3rd and 9. Would have been 3rd and 4. Or check that 3rd and 8. As they mark it at the 44-yard line in Wayne territory. Coming up on 4 minutes to play. As Jackson moves to Clark's right. He fakes the handoff, turns to the right. Looking to throw. Clark throwing it downfield. He's got Hapner for the first down. Hapner inside the 25-yard line. Trevor Hapner, Mr. Do-It-All for the Southside Archers. I believe that's his second catch of the ball game. And after getting backed up, Southside able to convert on a 3rd down and 8. Their first 3rd down conversion in a couple of weeks. They did not convert on a 3rd down last week against Snyder. This time Clark will keep it, and he runs into a wall. No gain on the play. Going to be 2nd down and 10. But Southside's offense able to move the ball much more effectively. That was a long drive that Wayne just posted. Looking to throw is Clark. Up in the pocket. Wide open man. Touchdown. Javante Malone. And Southside retakes the lead. Second touchdown pass of the game for Demir Clark, and he's made a couple of big-time throws on this possession. Hugo Huerta will come on to kick the extra point. Whistles blow meanwhile. And by the looks of things, the Archers may go for 2 here. And yes, they are going to go for 2. They're going to keep the offense on the field after missing the PAT earlier in the game. Of course, Wayne also had a missed PAT. So even if you kick the extra point and you make it, it's still a 7-point game. That's Marcus White Allen who shifts into the backfield. Rolling right is Clark, throwing out in the flat, incomplete. Intended for Andrew Moore, and it remains 12-6 in favor of the Archers. 2:40 to go here in the first quarter. And back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense. December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th.
12-6 in favor of Southside as they look to go to 1-4 on the season. Both teams trying to get to 1-4 on the season. And a couple of big pass plays by Demir Clark on that last possession. We'll hope to show them to you here in just a moment, part of our Traction Athletic Performance replays. Meanwhile, Hapner kicks it away. Returnable kick taken from the 15-yard line. Out across the 30, room to run. Across the 40. As Collins gets it out to the 46-yard line. Well, last week it was Southside who made the big returns in special teams, but this week, a huge return from Wayne. That return went for 32 yards. .231 left to go here in this first quarter. As Aiden Meek looks to take the snap of the flag down. It's going to be offsides against the Archers. Well, now we'll get a chance soon to take a look at our latest Traction AP replay. As Aiden Meek goes under center, throws the lateral to the far side. That's Nate Moore. He cuts it upfield and gets the first down. Good change in direction by Nate Moore to move the chains. Nate Moore, the Bishop Luers transfer, was the leading receiver at Bishop Luers last year. He and Jay McJohnson were part of a big-time tandem at wide receiver. Out to the outside goes number 12 for Cameron. That's Cameron Tolles inside the 30-yard line. Going to be second down and about 2. Meek hands it off. Up the middle goes Collins. He's got the first down. Driven back by Lattimore. But it was good for the first down either way. And, well, now that we have a chance, we'll show you some of those replays. Here's the first one. This was the completion to Trevor Hapner on a 3rd and long. Demir Clark rolling to his right. Gotten him moving out of the pocket a number of times today. And his throw on the money. And meanwhile, that sack just took place on the last play. That was Max Burney who took him down. And here's the latest replay. This was the touchdown by Southside. Demir Clark, that time not rolling out of the pocket, but he had Javonte Malone wide open in the end zone. But meanwhile, after that last play, it's now 2nd down and 15 for the Generals. Meek to throw. Across the middle, incomplete. That's Devontae Williams with the coverage, and now it's going to be 3rd and 15. And again, the Generals have a walk-on kicker. His last kick was an extra point that missed by quite a while, but in the meantime, I think they got pass interference. Nope. Roughing the passer. Roughing the passer. Second time that's been called today on Southside. So that's going to make it first down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Mix up on the handoff, and there's a couple of defenders in the backfield to stop that run play. Fomby in on the tackle along with Max Burney. And that's going to bring up second down and 12. And that may be the final play of the first quarter as the clock is now down to 10 seconds. Wayne looks like they're going to line up to try to run another play. They got 5 seconds. Down to 2, down to 1. And that's the end of the first quarter. So the two teams will switch sides as we go to the second quarter here on SummitCitySports.com.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Back here at Wayne High School, the Generals driving. They trail the Southside Archers by a score of 12-6. One of these teams is going to get to 1-4 on the season. Now, a little fun fact here. All 10 teams in the SAC are playing opponents with identical records to themselves. For instance, you've got Homestead and Snyder playing each other. Both those teams are 4-0. You've got Carroll playing Dwenger. Both those teams are 3-1. You've got Concordia playing Northrop. Both those teams are 2-2. Broken tackle in the backfield and bouncing it to the outside. That's Collins. He gets down to the 10-yard line. Able to make it a much more manageable third down. That should make it third and about 6. And by the way, to finish that thought, not only are these two teams 0-4, but also Northside and Lures, who are playing tonight at Northside High School. Those teams are both 1-4, or 1-3, I beg your pardon. Now, that's a Bishop Lures team that has had a lot of success for several years. That includes recent years under head coach Kyle Lindsey. Of course, that also includes 11 state championships that they have won. Meek to throw. Throws to the end zone. Intercepted! Javarius Jones picked off in the end zone, and a huge takeaway for the Southside Archers. And with that, Southside will take over from the 20-yard line. It did not force any turnovers last week against Snyder. And that'll be one of our replays that we show you here in just a moment. And Wayne was driving toward the end zone. That drive started on a 32-yard return. On the kickoff, but it stalls on the interception. They hand this one off the left side. That was Ashton Johnson. Picks up about 4, maybe 5. They're going to mark it at the 24-yard line, a 4-yard gain for Johnson. We'll take another look at that last replay here in just a moment after this next play. Our replay is brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Demir Clark has had a very good game throwing the football today, and Archers are still getting multiple backs involved, although we're seeing a lot more from Ashton Johnson at fullback. Speaking of Ashton Johnson, there he goes again, and that's enough for the first down. And with that, we will now show you the latest replay brought to you by Traction AP. Meek trying to fit it into a tight window on that last play. I think that was Ethan Dumas who was the intended receiver, number 8. But a little more methodical approach here on this drive. The game opened with Southside kicking it onside on the opening kickoff. They faked the delayed handoff, and Clark is in trouble. Taken down in the backfield by several Generals. Cameron Webb in on that tackle. I believe he got a little help from number 45 for Wayne. That is Reggie Blackman at defensive end. This Wayne team had several elite pass rushers last year. You talk about guys like Darius Alexander, Xavier Ellington, Craig Young, of course, Mr. Do-It-All for the offense and the defense. Clark looks to throw, going to the sideline. Pass is caught. They get back the yardage lost. And a good run after the catch by Devontae Alford. And that's going to make it a third and much more manageable. Looks like 3rd and 4. Well, this Southside team, they've gotten behind the sticks today, but they have not let that get to them. Now, last week, a game where they didn't convert a single third down, didn't pick up a first down. That has not been the case tonight. They've gotten behind the sticks and still been able to convert. Clark on the rollout, throwing into traffic, knocked away by Keyshawn Fields. Got right in front of the passing lane. He was looking for Trevor Hapner. And as we've already seen, if you can get the ball to Trevor Hapner in the open field, good things can happen. Unless you're playing defense, of course. Trevor Hapner had the 52-yard touchdown run. Touchdown catch and run, I should say. And speaking of Hapner, he's ready to punt this ball away. He punts the ball. He kicks it off. He's a wide receiver. He's listed as a defensive end as well. Very short punt, angled toward the sideline, and that gets well away from Collins. It does take a Southside bounce, though, inside the 30-yard line. It'll be down to the 28. Devin Hubbard was the one who downed it for the Archers, rather. And this was one of the plays on that last possession that initially began to set the Archers back. We'll take a look at it here. These replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Faked the handoff, and Clark was in all kinds of trouble as soon as he did that. And one other player that was in on that tackle was Evan Person. 12-6 the score. Southside with the lead over Wayne. Southside 0-4 on the season, so is Wayne. Southside was winless last year. That's certainly something that head coach Derek Moore is familiar with. He was winless in his first year at Wayne. Built him up to a 9-win season last year as flags come flying in on this play from just about every angle. Came in from the umpire, came in from the back judge, came in from the linesman. And it's going to be a face mask. So they'll mark that off 15 yards. Well, the penalties have been something that has really hurt Southside today. They've been able to bounce back after getting behind the sticks. Offensively, they have. Came up with a huge turnover in the end zone on Wayne's last possession. But they've had several penalties, at least 4 penalties, if I'm not mistaken, in total. Check that, 5 penalties, 2 of them pre-snap. Blitz shown. Meek loses the ball. Who's got it? Southside says they do, and the officials agree. Second turnover forced by the Archers. They brought the blitz on that last play. That was Jalen Lattimore who came in on the blitz, which we'll go ahead and show you that on our Traction AP replay. Now there's Lattimore who immediately got in the backfield, and he might have affected that ball coming out a little bit. There were a couple of defenders in that backfield, actually, about the time Meek fumbled the ball. Demir Clark ready to go. Meanwhile, in the game at running back is Matthew Morris, number 33. They hand it off instead to Marcus White Allen, bouncing it to the outside. White Allen inside the 30 with a first down. First carry of the game for Marcus White Allen, one of several backs that have been used in this ground game. We saw Ashton Johnson early in the game. We saw, obviously, Marcus White Allen just moments ago. Manny Knight was the starter at running back. But the backup running backs that have gotten in this game have certainly done their part. And Ashton Johnson is a sophomore. Marcus White Allen is also a sophomore. So both of those guys could be around for years to come. Clark fakes the handoff. They go with the option, toss to the right side. Alford dropped inside the 25-yard line, but a good gain there on first down. He got about 5 on the play. That's going to bring up second down and looks like 2nd and 5. This is homecoming night, meanwhile, for Wayne High School. So they'll have some homecoming festivities going on at halftime. Be about a 20-minute halftime, if I'm not mistaken. I'm talking to Gary Raber before this game. Clark out of the shotgun. He rolls to the left. Looking to throw, has a man. It's caught inside the 5, reaching for the goal line. Touchdown, Archers. Devontae Alford. Well, Southside capitalizes off the turnover. They capitalized off the onside kick earlier in this game, and now they capitalize off a General's fumble, and Alford had to battle into the end zone to get those 6 points. My apologies there. It's 18-6 in favor of Southside. They are going to go for 2. Try to make this a 14-point game. Straight up the middle, and they got it. I think that was DeAndre Coach who punched it in. 20-6 in favor of Southside, looking for their first win of the season. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. We'll be back after this on Summit City Sports.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Demir Clark with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game moments ago, hitting Devontae Alford. As the Archers get set to kick this ball off, leading 20-6. Both these teams winless coming into play tonight. It's a low line drive kick, bobbled briefly but picked up at the 20-yard line. And did he fumble the football? He did. Southside's got it. Andrew Moore was the one who recovered it. My goodness. The Archers will take over at the 28-yard line. How about this special teams for the Southside Archers? And now they'll look to take advantage off the turnover. They hand it off to DeAndre Coach, trying to bounce it to the outside, gets up ahead of the 20-yard line. Webb with the tackle. It's about an 8-yard gain on the play, make it second down and about 2. Well, it's been a very balanced attack here tonight from this Southside offense. They've run the ball well with multiple backs, and of course we just saw DeAndre Coach getting, I believe, his first carry of the ball game. Already seen plenty of carries from Ashton Johnson. Off the left side, that's Coach again. Gets inside the 15. Coach still going. Up to the 12-yard line. Webb and Davis in on the tackle for the Generals. As with less than 6 minutes to go in the first half, the Archers look to punch it in for 6. They got a 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. And the handoff goes to Dylan Jackson. He cuts it upfield. Jackson upended inside the 5, close to the first down. I think they're actually going to mark him right at the 5, which would put him about a yard short of the line to gain. More like 2 yards short of the line to gain, so it's an 8-yard play. And that allows some clock to continue to run, which is good for Southside. They would love to have a 3-possession lead going into halftime, although right now there's 5 minutes on the clock. Wayne could still put a drive together and make this a 2-possession game, even if Southside does score. They hand it off the right side. Jackson, did he get there? Touchdown! Dylan Jackson. We'll talk about multiple backs. That's, I believe, 4 backs who have touched the ball tonight. 4 or 5 for Southside. Dylan Jackson punching it in for 6. And will Southside go for 2 again? They did not convert the first time they went for 2. They did convert the second time. They've got Jalen Lattimore in there at quarterback, and they will go for 2. That was after missing the extra point on the first touchdown. Lattimore rolling to the right, looks to throw to the end zone, and that is nearly intercepted. Could have been returned, but might have been a tough return there if it had been picked. Well, in the meantime, here's what happened that led to the Archers getting the football. This was the kickoff return. It was bobbled at first, and then picked up by the Archers. It was Andrew Moore who picked it up. Tyzel Thomas was the one who fumbled the football on the return. And then the touchdown moments later. Our replays again brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. And it was a good down to be running the football if you're Southside. And they ran it well that time with Dylan Jackson. Hard to see where the ball might actually cross the plane. Of course, the official's looking right at it. It's tough to officiate these high school games. There's a lot of judgment calls. There always are going to be. Well, Wayne has turned it off on one kickoff actually, but of course, Southside recovered an onside kick to start this game. This was another short kick. That's fielded by Sean Collins. He gets it out across the 30-yard line, and he's able to hold on to the football before he's tackled at the 33. So the Generals will start from their own 34. So now Aiden Meek and the Generals get another chance. They've turned it over on their last two possessions. Of course, turned it over on the kickoff moments ago, but then before that, had a fumble in the backfield as the Archers blitzed and caused Aiden Meek to fumble. That's going to be offsides. That was Max Burney who got a little early contact there. And that's going to make it first and 5 for the Generals. Less than 5 minutes to go. The Generals, if they can get to the end zone, they can make this a two-possession game. Tight window, but the pass is caught. Nate Moore inside the 25-yard line. Make that the 35-yard line all the way down to the 30. Nate Moore, the Bishop Lures transfer. He's the Generals' leading receiver this year. He was the Knights' leading receiver last year. And that was a tight window that Aiden Meek had to throw the ball into. And right now, Meek moving guys around, trying to make sure everybody's set up right. He lines up in the shotgun. Meek looks to throw, sets up the screen to the near side. That's Collins. Trying to break a tackle. He does. Gets inside the 25. And now we've got an injured General on the field. And that's Collins, who just caught the pass. Well, with that, we will take an injury timeout. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
Well, Sean Collins was able to walk off the field moments ago, but with a little assistance from the coaching staff and the training staff, as Wayne is driving with less than 5 minutes to go, coming up on 4. They're down 20 points. They need to get the ball into the end zone before halftime. They hand it off to Keyshawn Fields off the left side, and the hole opens up for him. Inside the 10, the 5, cut down at about the 3. No surprise that they would feed him in the red zone. Keyshawn Fields, the second leading rusher in the SAC coming into this game. He's the second leading rusher behind Braden Hardwick. of Homestead. There's a lot of promising young players on this Wayne team. One of them is about to go under center at quarterback, Aiden Meek. He fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, has a man. Touchdown! Cameron Webb. A huge score by the Generals to get it to a two-possession game. And after this extra point, we'll give you a look at some of the plays that allowed the Generals to get it to a two-possession game. Our replays, of course, brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Here is Diego Semperio on for the extra point. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. Able to elevate this one. It's good. And, folks, that is the first made extra point of the night. That gets it to a 13-point game. Well, while we have a chance, we'll give you a look at some of the replays that just took place. Our replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. And no surprise that you would feed the ball to Keyshawn Fields inside your opponent's 25-yard line. He takes it down to the 3 and sets him up with a 1st and goal. And then moments later, Aiden Meek throws the touchdown pass. His first touchdown pass of the game to Cameron Webb. Got him open out in the flat. Little curl route, and all Cameron Webb had to do was walk right in. Diego Semperio on to kick it away. He's a multi-sport athlete. In fact, he plays 2 fall sports. He plays soccer as well as football. And he's not the only player to do that. I covered high school sports in Minnesota. There were a number of players who did that. This kickoff taken by Dylan Jackson. Jackson with a good return already out across the 30-yard line. Still running out toward the 40. Well, the special teams playing a big role in this game tonight. And Southside will start at their own 34-yard line. They've got 3:08 to go. And they've got a chance to make it a 3-possession game all over again. They've got plenty of time to do so. Southside, of course, has 2 timeouts. And like I said, 3 minutes to go. Clark goes under center. Looks to throw here on 1st down. Running out of time. Throws on the run. Tight window and almost intercepted. It was bobbled and nearly picked. Meanwhile, we have a holding call against Southside. That might have been Jashawn Hargrave, who almost got the pick. Or check that. I think it was number 11, Evan Person. That's Eben Person, E-O-E-B-O-N, not E-V-A-N. But 3 minutes to go here in this first half. As Southside operates from its own 25-yard line. Fake on the handoff. And a near handoff, but Clark's going to go down. He got spun down behind the line. Now a flag down, and I think that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. I think that was Reggie Blackman who got there. Check that. Now that was Kadajuan Mitchell who got there first. But Reggie Blackman came in after things were all said and done. I think he was the one who was doing the jawing. They're going to call it a personal foul. So more than just unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to make it second down. Julian Keeler comes into the game for the Generals. Now, they didn't pick up the first down. It was just, I believe, a 10-yard penalty. So they redo the second down. Would have been second down in about 25. Instead, it's second down in about 15 as they hand this one off on the left side. That's Alford. Not much doing there. He's dropped right at about the line of scrimmage. Moon in on the tackle for Wayne. And now it's going to be third and about 16. Now, last week, Southside struggled on their third downs. This week, they've done a lot better. Whistles blow, and Southside will take a timeout. And with that, we will take a break here on SummitCitySports.com. Back in a moment.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Just got some score updates. Northrop leading Concordia 26-14, Dwenger leading Carroll 7-3, and Homestead leading Snyder 28-10. Now, that's a Homestead team that had not beaten Snyder since 06, but they can put up points. Meanwhile, a wide-open man on the sideline. It's caught. Devontae Alford hauls it in, keeps his toes in bounds. Right out of the timeout, the Archers get it to midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 from right at the 50-yard line. Rolling to his left is Clark. Throws on the run, incomplete. Trying to hit White Allen. Southside will get the ball to start the second half. And if they could score before halftime, that would be a huge boost. Make it a 3-point game for the second time already. They set up the screen to Hapner. Turns it upfield and goes down after a 4-yard gain. He did enough to get a solid gain out of that, but it's going to be 3rd and 6. And whistles blow. I think we have a timeout on the field. We do. It's called by Wayne. And that's a good timeout. There's a minute 30 left to go, and if Wayne can get the ball back with enough time on the clock, they'll have time to march down the field and possibly score to make this a one-possession game. Southside is led by as many as 20 points in this one, as we'll give you a look at our latest Traction AP replay. That's Demir Clark on the rollout, and he's able to hit Devontae Alford. Alford, you just see there coming into frame. He makes the catch right along the sideline at the 50-yard line. That sets Southside up with a 1st and 10 right from the 50-yard line. But now they're faced with a 3rd and 6. They've been solid on 3rd downs today. What they've been hoping for mostly is that they can have an improved performance on 3rd downs, and they've certainly had that. They did not convert any 3rd downs last week. Empty backfield. Clark rolls, running out of time. Trying to tuck it and run. He's not going to get there. And the ball came out at the end. Wayne has the football, but I think they're ruling Clark down before the ball came out. That was Desmond Davis who had the football for Wayne, but again, they say that Clark was down. And that's going to make it 4th down, and now another timeout called by the Generals. And that's a very good timeout again. They've got a chance to get the ball back. Assuming that Southside comes out and punts, it'd be tough to go for it on 4th and 9. Teams have done it, but we'll have to wait and see. 1:21 to go here in this first half, and if Wayne does get the ball back, whether via Southside punt or a 4th down stop, they're going to have a chance to make this a 1-possession game. Nate Moore is going back to return the punt. Now, he is listed as both a wide receiver and a defensive back. Southside is lining up in punt formation. They've already kicked the ball onside today. They've also recovered a fumble on a kickoff. High snap. Pressure comes, but Hapner gets it away. It's returnable. Moore muffs it. Did he get it back? He did. That was a scary moment for Wayne fans. They had a chance to drive down the field and make this a 1-possession game, and very nearly set up Southside with great field position to make it a 2-possession game. But instead, Wayne keeps the ball, and they'll start this drive from their own 25-yard line. Had a big play to Nate Moore on the last possession that led to the touchdown. He made a big catch along the sideline. Keyshawn Fields set him up with 1st and goal inside the 5. And then Meek hit Cameron Webb for the score. And still plenty of time to get down the field. Meek lines up in the shotgun. I believe that's Fields right next to him. Sean Collins walked off the field earlier. This pass tipped at the line. Intercepted! Trevor Hapner! He's all over the field tonight, folks. And now the Archers will have a chance to make it a 3-possession game. Second interception thrown by Meek. That ball was tipped at the sideline. We'll get a look at it on our Traction AP replay. They sent Dumas in motion. And then Meek picks it off. And that is set up Southside at the 28-yard line. Clark shifting guys around. And a timeout taken by Wayne. That's their last timeout of the half. They used 2 timeouts on Southside's previous possession. Well, with that, we will take a quick break. Come back in a moment on SummitCitySports.com.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact.
Welcome back, everybody. Southside with the ball inside the 30-yard line. A chance to make this a 3-possession lead before halftime. Coming right off a turnover where they picked off Aiden Meek, set up the screen to the far side. That's Alford wrestled down at the 25-yard line. A good gain on first down. Still battling. Did he flip that out? I thought for sure his forward progress had been stopped. That's actually Javarius Jones who comes out of there. And they're marking that inside the 15-yard line. That's enough for the first down. I thought his forward progress had been stopped. Yeah, that was Alford who caught the ball, and he actually, I think, handed it off to Jones as Clark takes the direct snap, and he gets crunched. I think his helmet just came off. That was Keyshawn Fields. That was a huge hit. That was a 3-yard gain on that last play. There was no flag thrown for targeting or unnecessary roughness or anything like that. They're just going to keep on playing. Now Jalen Lattimore's in the game. Clark's helmet came off, so he has to sit out. The handoff goes to Knight. Check that DeAndre coach. And did he lose the football? Nate Moore is saying that Wayne has it. So are a couple of other Wayne players. But I think he did not get the football. I think it's going to stay with Southside. Clock is down to 19 seconds. This is third down. Handoff goes to White. Allen cuts it upfield. Can he get there? Touchdown with 10 seconds to go. Make it 32-13 in Southside's favor. Marcus White Allen, and his first touchdown of the game. That's 2 rushing touchdowns for the Archers, I beg your pardon. And they lead it by 19 points. They're going to go for 2 to try and make this a 21-point lead. Lattimore sneaks it, but whistles will blow and flags come flying in. That's going to be a false start against Southside. And they'll try it again. They'll be backed up to about the 8-yard line. We'll see if they stick with the 2-point attempt. It looks like they're going to. And what a huge touchdown for Southside. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. They're going to get the ball back to start the second half. So they'll have a chance to go up 4 possessions. Lattimore will fake the handoff. He keeps it himself off the right side and does not get there. It's a long way to go on a quarterback keeper, but Lattimore gets stopped after a 3-yard gain. And with 10 seconds to go, it is 32-13 in favor of Southside. Well, here's a look at a couple of replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. This was the play that helped to set up the touchdown. There's Alford. Looks like he's getting spun around, and then he flips it out at the last second. At some point, flips it out or gets it out somehow to Javarius Jones. It's hard to tell in that pile. And Javarius Jones takes it inside the 15-yard line for a first down. That is probably the craziest play of the game. There have been some pretty crazy plays in this one. But it was capped off on this touchdown run by Marcus White Allen. Second rushing touchdown of the game for the Archers. He punches it in for 6. Gets driven back at the goal line, but he was in. It's a touchdown. And it's 32-13, and now a kickoff and probably a kneel down. Then again, so much has happened in this game. Who knows what could happen in the last 10 seconds of this first half. Trevor Hapner to kick it away. He was the one who got the interception. He's got an interception. He's kicked an onside kick, and he scored a touchdown. Hapner's done just about everything. A squib kick this time. It skips over a general, and it will be returned. Taking it around the outside is number 44, Arthur Moon. And there's 3.5 seconds left. And I can't help but wonder if the Generals might think of trying a Hail Mary play here before halftime. And I think a flag came in. The officials will sort this out. Personal foul against Southside. A 15-yard penalty. It's going to put the ball at the 34-yard line. Now that technically puts the ball in field goal range, but you've also got a walk-on kicker who's playing in his first football game of the season. Diego Semperio, of course, is that kicker I'm referring to. So the Generals are going to run one more play here before the half. Keyshawn Fields is the lone back right next to Aiden Meek. Meek takes the snap, gets some pressure. He sets up the screen, and it's dropped. And the clock shows 0. That's going to be the end of the first half. Southside leads it 32-13 over Wayne. One of these teams is going to be 1-4 before the night is over. Southside looking to hold on and get their first victory of the season. It'll be a longer halftime than usual because it is homecoming night here at Wayne High School. And meanwhile, we'll go ahead and get in a word from our friends at Parkview Sports Medicine. Check that. Hold everything. I think we had a penalty on the play, so it's going to be an untimed down. Right now, the officials are explaining things to head coach Derek Moore. Of course, this benefits his team. And now they're picking up the flag. So that's going to be the end of the first half. It looked like Wayne was going to get one more play, but instead, the first half comes to an end. 32-13 is the score. Southside over Wayne at halftime. And now we will get a word in from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Their specialized sports medicine team offer direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in the new Parkview Sport One Fieldhouse. In the new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Parkview Sport One Fieldhouse. No referral is needed. That saves you time and money. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more. 32-13 is the score at halftime. Southside leading Wayne. Here on SummitCitySports.com, we will take a break and come back to recap what has gone on in the first half.
Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, We're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Back here at Wayne High School, they have just crowned the homecoming king for Wayne High School. It is homecoming night here at Wayne High School. The homecoming king is Chris Carr, and right now they're just crowning the homecoming queen right down on the field. But on the scoreboard, it's Southside trying to ruin homecoming night for the Wayne Generals, and there are the homecoming king and queen who have just been honored here tonight at Wayne High School. So a fun night in that regard if you're a Wayne fan, but right now it's a fun night on the football field if you're a Southside fan, as they try to spoil homecoming and get their first win of the season. Both these teams trying to get their first wins of the season, coming in at 0-4, and it's a 32-13 lead for the Archers. We'll tell you more about that in just a moment, but first a word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. Parkview serves every level of athlete with their integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about their services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, it's been a very balanced approach by the Southside Archers tonight. They've been able to run the ball well. They've been able to throw the ball well. They've gotten Demir Clark comfortable in the pocket. He's been able to make some throws in a good pocket. They've gotten him rolling outside the pocket to get some receivers open out in the flats, and he's been able to have success in that regard as well. They've also run the ball with multiple backs. We've seen DeAndre Coach carry the football for Southside. We have seen Dylan Jackson. He scored a touchdown. Marcus White-Allen scored a touchdown toward the end of the half. Ashton Johnson got a bulk of the carries in the ground game. He's a fullback for the Southside team. And the offense that Southside runs, it kind of is a resemblance of the wing T as well as the spread formation as well. They use a little spread formation. It's kind of a mix of the spread and the wing T is what Southside does. Anyway, we'll get you a look at a couple of replays. Here are some of the replays of plays that took place before the half. This was one of the bright points for Wayne before the half. They were down 26-6 at this point, needing a touchdown. Got a couple of big pass plays, a pass play to Nate Moore, a run play by Keyshawn Fields, and then this throw out in the flat to punch it in for 6 to Cameron Webb. Aiden Meek throwing his first touchdown pass of the game. Then after Wayne got the ball back, looking to make it a one-possession game, this is what happened. A little bit of pressure from up front. The ball gets tipped and picked off by Trevor Hapner, who has had a heck of a night tonight. He's kicked an onside kick, caught a touchdown pass, had a big third down reception. And moments later, this is what happened for Southside. A screen pass out into the flat to Devontae Alford. It looks like he's going to be stopped for a short gain. It actually looked like his forward progress had been stopped, but somehow he got the ball to Javarius Jones. And Jones took it for a first down. And I'm still not sure how he got the feed to Jones on that play. It was a heck of a play you don't see very often. But that drive was capped off on this next play you're about to see. Marcus White-Allen, I believe he's the fifth back to touch the ball today for Southside. He punches it in for 6 to make it 32-13. We've seen some great special teams plays. We've seen some special teams mishaps today as well. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back here on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599. Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve.
32-13 in favor of Southside here at Wayne High School. Two 0-4 teams trying to get to 1-4 on the season. We've got some scores to update you on. 3-0 Bishop Dwenger leads Carroll. That is at halftime. In the third quarter are Homestead and Snyder. Homestead leads that one 28-16. It was 28-10 not long ago. Snyder trying to make a comeback in that one. Northside leading Fort Wayne Bishop Luers 19-0. And also Northrop, when we last heard, was leading Concordia. I believe that was 26-14. Northrop with the lead over there at Spooler Stadium. So we get a chance to get in another word from our sponsor at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's integrated sports medicine team. They specialize in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. The experts at Parkview Sports Medicine coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in our community. To start your journey, visit them on the web at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Again, that's parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, special teams have played a big role. We've seen a number of big-time special team plays. Of course, we've also seen some special teams blunders as well. The special teams blunders particularly in related to the extra points. Each team missing on their first 2 extra points, forcing their teammates to go for 2 for a number of the rest of the game. Actually, Wayne did not have to go for 2 on their second touchdown. They had made it a 2-score game. They kicked the extra point, and Diego Semperio got his first made PAT of the season. Meanwhile, it's been 1 missed extra point by the Southside Archers, 1 successful 2-point conversion, and I believe 3 failed 2-point conversions. But this was the special teams play that got us started. It was at the beginning of the game, and coming right out of the huddle, this was Trevor Hapner kicking it onside, and it's just a matter of you got to let it roll 10 yards, and Southside did. It did not appear that any Southside players touched the ball, and even if they did, there's no instant replay in high school football. Of course, we have the benefit of instant replay here on SummitCitySports.com, but the officials can't go back and look at the play. But our replays here on SummitCitySports.com, as always, brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. We are at halftime here between Southside and Wayne. Southside will get the ball first. They lead it by 3 scores. They will get the ball first to start the second half, having deferred to the second half after winning the opening coin toss. We'll be right back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
Back here at Wayne High School, 32-13 is the score. We are at halftime as Southside makes their way out onto the field. Wayne will be making their way out on the field shortly, and both teams will get 3 extra minutes to warm up coming out of the halftime locker room. We've got a minute and a half left on the halftime clock right now, but again, when that clock runs down, each team will get 3 extra minutes to warm up on the field before the second half starts. Southside will get the ball to start the second half. They deferred to the second half after winning the coin toss earlier today. One more word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Allow us to come out and do the many games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. Parkview Sports Medicine is the region's largest integrated sports medicine team. They provide athletes with specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injuries. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. That's parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, a big key for this game has been the turnovers. Southside has forced 4 of those. Now, the most recent turnover they forced was thanks to some defensive pressure, and it actually was Daquan Reed who got in the backfield to tip the ball on the pass by Aiden Meek. It was intercepted by Trevor Hapner, and Trevor Hapner has been pretty much Mr. Do-Everything for Southside. Folks around here remember what it's like to have a Mr. Do-Everything. They remember Craig Young, who's now playing at Ohio State University under head coach Ryan Day. He's one of a couple of Fort Wayne kids who plays at Ohio State. Austin Mack, who I believe went to Lures, if I'm not mistaken, goes to Ohio State as well. I almost said Snyder. Penn State has a kid from Snyder, Mac Hippenhammer, a wide receiver who's now in his second year at Penn State, his sophomore season. But the turnovers have been key, and that was not the only interception of this game. I believe it was Javarius Jones who picked off a pass in the end zone earlier in this game. That was with Wayne driving down the field. They were inside the 25-yard line, and Jones picked it off right in the end zone. Other than that, a couple of fumbles, one by Aiden Meek on pressure by the Archers. Sent a couple of men blitzing across the line, and they got to Meek before he could hand the ball off. And the ball came out. Southside recovered it. Then they stripped the ball out on a kickoff return. Now, again, they've already reset the clock to 3 minutes for the extra warm-up time, as both teams will use that extra warm-up time before the second half begins. In the meantime, we will be right back after this quick break. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Well, in just mere seconds, we will begin the second half here on SummitCitySports.com. But first, a couple of updates to mention to you. Some updates from the games going on today. Carroll and Bishop Dwenger, they are tied at 3. Dwenger was up 3-0. They're now tied at 3. And now Homestead has a 35-16 lead over Snyder. A couple of big games going on in the SEC. That Carroll-Dwenger game, that's a matchup of 3-1 opponents. And that Snyder-Homestead game, of course, those two teams going in at 4-0. Homestead had a big win last week. That was against Bishop Dwenger on the road. And they haven't beaten Snyder since 2006. If they can hold on to win that one, that'll be huge. That's already a good Homestead program that they've had. They had a great program back when Drew Wood was the head coach. They've continued that success under Chad Zolman, who, if I'm not mistaken, coached under Drew Wood as a defensive coordinator. Southside will get the ball to start the second half, and the Wayne fans, their team is down by 3 scores. But they're trying to get back into it and help their team get back into it. Wayne's going to need to make a stop if they want to get back into it. But Southside has run the ball extremely well. They've gotten Demir Clark some good looks in the passing game. And Southside's been able to come up with a couple of turnovers as well. Score is 32-13 as we begin the second half. Diego Semperio to kick it away for the Generals. Two quarters of football to go at least. The second half is underway. Taken from the 22-yard line. That's Alford. Gets it across the 30-yard line. Breaks a tackle at the 35. Gets to the outside. Alford into Wayne territory, dragged down to the 45-yard line. Special teams coming up big to start the second half, just like it did to start the game, but hold everything. We've got a flag. Yeah, the ref about to make the announcement right now. Personal foul, face mask against Southside. We'll see how far they mark it off. I believe they'll mark it off from the spot of the foul. Right now the referee is standing at the 44. And apparently the spot of the foul is going to be the 50-yard line. So they're going to mark it back to the 35-yard line. So all things considered, still good field position for Southside, but they almost started with the ball in Wayne's side of the field. They've had some penalties that have cost them dearly in this game. Not cost them so much that they're down. They're up 3 scores. They've been able to bounce back from those penalties. They run it off the left side, and that is number 33, Matt Morris. He gets drilled at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Kadajuan Mitchell in on the tackle for the Generals. He's one of the guys expected to make an impact this year on the defensive side, and of course the Generals had some pretty good pass rushers to replace from last year. You talk about guys like Craig Young, Darius Alexander, Xavier Ellington. Craig Young was basically Mr. Do-Everything for Wayne, and for Southside, Trevor Hapner has been that. He's picked off a pass, he's caught a touchdown pass, he caught a pass on third down, kicked an onside kick. Throw out in the flat, nearly picked off. Oh my goodness, that was almost going back the other way. Arthur Moon would have had a big light shining down on him if he had picked that thing off and gone back to the end zone. But it's going to be 3rd down and 9. Wayne in need of a stop, down 3 scores. They had the turnover when they were down 2 scores late in the first half. Southside got the ball back in Wayne territory and punched it in for 6 a few plays later. 11:05 on the clock. And it's good to see that Demir Clark is back in there. He took a big hit before the half ended. And now flags blow in the secondary. It's going to be delay of game. So it's going to be 3rd and 14 for the Generals. Now, they've been more penalized in this game, but they've been able to bounce back from those penalties. They've not let it get to them. I believe they had a 3rd and long conversion earlier in this game. That was when Clark hit Hapner on that out route. Now Clark back on the field along with Devontae Alford. He's got a number of receivers involved, Alford being one of them. Speaking of Hapner, he'll line up in a tight end spot right next to the line, and now whistles blow again, and we get a timeout called by Southside. Very early timeout, but we'll take it with them here on SummitCitySports.com.
Looking for a way to...
Southside ready to try and convert on this 3rd and 14. Blitz shown by the Generals. We'll see if they come with that extra pressure. Couple men off the edge. They set up the screen to White Allen, and he is dropped behind the line. A good play behind the line by Michael Govan. Coming out of a timeout, it's Wayne who makes the play on defense, and Nate Moore goes back to return the punt. And with less than 11 minutes to go, a lot of time for Wayne to get back in this game. Now you wonder if the place kicking may play a role as this game goes on. Hapner gets some pressure, but he gets it away. He angled it a little bit, able to keep it away from Moore, or did he? No, Moore's just going to let it bounce, and it's going to be downed at the 33-yard line by Southside. Devin Hubbard was the one who made the play. So a big opportunity for Wayne. If they can get a touchdown on this drive, they can make this thing a ball game. They're down 3 scores as it is, but still a lot of time to go. They've turned the ball over. That's a storm that they're going to have to weather if they want to come back in this thing. They go with the draw play, and Fields is met in the backfield by a couple of Southside Archers. Kyle Caudell and Jamarion Fomby on the tackle for Southside. A huge tackle for loss to set Wayne behind the sticks. Meek operating from the shotgun again. 4 wide receivers on the field. Meek looks to throw, gets some pressure. Across the middle, pass is caught. They get back the yardage, lost and more. Nice move, Nate Moore across the 50-yard line. Able to hold onto the football for the first down. Well, they find Nate Moore for another big play as they did earlier in this game. And right away, they march up to the line, ready to run the next play. Give to Keyshawn Fields, trying to break through. He's down after a 2-yard game, and with that, we'll show you our Traction AP replay of what just took place moments ago. Good job scanning the field by Meek, and what a spin move that was by Janarian Moore. And moments ago, we just had a false start, not a false start, an offsides against the Archers, so that's going to move the ball up an extra 5 yards. Going to make it 2nd down and 3. On 2nd down and 3, Meek flushed out of the pocket. Throws to the sideline. It's dropped. Ethan Dumas had it right in his hands. He was well set up near that sideline to try and make the catch in bounds, but could not hold on to the football. This is 3rd and 3 after the incompletion. 3 down linemen. Couple extra rushers may come. They do. Late give to Fields. Jukes a defender. Picks up the first down. What a move by Keyshawn Fields down to the 25-yard line. Keyshawn Fields, the 2nd leading rusher in the SAC. And against a blitz, Wayne converts on the 3rd down. Blitz shown here by the Archers as Meek drops back, gets some pressure, gets away, throwing it downfield. Double coverage, incomplete. They had a chance at that one. Jamon Wilson nearly picked it off. And that's going to make it 2nd down and 10. That's Collins in the backfield as Meek looks to throw, gets some pressure again. Flushed out again, throws to the sideline, incomplete. He threw that one at the feet of his intended receiver, Antoine Schneider. And it was actually Schneider who was in the backfield. I believe that's the first time he's been in on a run play as Keyshawn Fields got a breather there. 3rd down coming up. And with a walk-on kicker, this may just be 4th down territory. Derek Moore will certainly have a decision to make should it get to 4th down. Does he send out the kicker or does he keep his offense on the field? Back to throw is Meek. Out in the flat, incomplete, well short of the intended target, Cameron Tolles. If they were to attempt a field goal from here, it would be a 42-yarder. And it would be the first field goal of the season kicked by Diego Samperio, a walk-on who also plays soccer. 7:23 to go here in this third quarter. The Generals are going for it. They've got Keyshawn Fields lined up to the right of Meek. Twin wide receivers to either side of the field, and the Generals will call timeout. They'll have plenty to think about on this next play. In the meantime, we'll show you our Traction Athletic Performance replay. This was the run by Fields. Able to split a couple of defenders after that juke, and then pound his way ahead for extra yardage to the 25-yard line to keep the drive going. But now it's 4th and 10 for Wayne. And then, again, if they were to kick the field goal and they get it, it would make it a 16-point game. So Wayne could still tie the game if they make the field goal with 2 touchdowns, but they would have to convert on 2 two-point tries. So we'll see if they decide to kick the field goal. Again, Diego Samperio is a walk-on. He's 1 for 1 on extra points tonight. Samperio also plays soccer, and that's not uncommon at the high school level. I was working in Ohio last year, and one of the teams I covered had a kicker who also played on the soccer team. But the Generals are going to go for it. They need 10 yards to convert. 3 straight incompletions since Fields picked up the first down. Blitz. Meek gets it away. And it is caught, I think. No, incomplete, but a flag comes in. It may not matter. Nate Moore was the intended receiver, and I believe I just saw an official point towards Southside, a pass interference penalty. Well, that is huge for the Generals. I don't think that's what they were hoping for, but they'll take the first down. They'll mark it down at about the 13-yard line, it looks like. What a huge play. And Keyshawn Fields lines up to the right of Meek. And again, it's the penalties that have haunted Southside, and that might be what Roosevelt Norfleet wants to talk about with his guys coming out of this timeout. Should say going into this timeout. But while we have the timeout, we will take a quick break along with them here on SummitCitySports.com. We are back. 1st and 10 after a penalty, a pass interference penalty. The defender was all over Nate Moore. That's why the flag was thrown. And penalties have hurt Southside today. They have not devastated them, but there's another penalty. That's going to be offsides. That's 3 guys across the line. 3 guys through the line, in fact. And that's 5 extra yards for Wayne. That's 20 yards in 2 plays, both via penalty. 1st and 5. Again, twin wide receivers on either side, and here we go again. Another guy jumped. I think that was Bernie. And it's going to be another first down for the Generals. And they are right inside the 5-yard line again. That's where they were when they got their last touchdown. Meek looks back to the sideline. Takes the snap. Hands off to Fields. Breaks one tackle. Pound into the end zone. Touchdown. Keyshawn Fields. His second touchdown of the game. And now the extra point by Semperio to try and make this a 13-point game. They get it down, and now flags come out. 32-19, and we'll see if this moves the ball up or backs up the Archers. Or backs up the Generals, I beg your pardon. And a false start. It will back up the Generals. So a pre-snap penalty this time that hurts Wayne. They'll make the kick even longer. Again, Diego Semperio is 1 for 1 on extra points. They get the snap down. They block the kick. That was Dylan Jackson. So that keeps it at 32-19. And if I just heard correctly, we just got an update from the Snyder-Homestead game. It's 35-23, if I'm not mistaken. Homestead still with the lead, but Snyder given an answer. And meanwhile, Southside will get a chance to answer here, down 32-19. Up 32-19, I beg your pardon, as Wayne is able to pull within 2 scores. It'll be interesting to see on the next, if they should get another touchdown and make it a 7-point game. Do they kick the extra point or do they go for 2 this time? Semperio is 1 for 3. On kickoffs, or on extra points. Has not yet kicked a field goal in this game, and this is, I believe, his first game of varsity football. He's a walk-on. Just walked on this week. He's already a member of the Wayne soccer team. Meanwhile, we've got 7:10 to go as Southside is about to get the ball for the second time in this game, in this second half rather. A low kick. It'll be fielded at the 19-yard line. Returned out to the 35, and I think that's Alford on the return. He's wrestled down by number 11, Evan Person. So Southside will take over at their own 35-yard line. And it was good to see Demir Clark come back into the game. He took a big hit toward the end of the first half. Jalen Lattimore came in the game to take his place. Now, one reason he came out was because his helmet came off, but Clark was able to come back in at the start of the second half, and he remains in the game on this first down play. A good run on first down by Ashton Johnson out across the 40 to the 42. It was Fields who made the tackle. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Southside has had some good runs on first down today. That was not the case last week against Snyder, but they have come to play. Jones, the lone wide out to the top of your screen. Handoff again goes to Johnson. He's got the first down. That's a big dude running the football, Johnson is. 6'2", 220 pounds. You see a lot of running backs that are under 6 feet tall. Not the case with Johnson. You want to bring him up, you better hit him square and wrap him up. Bring him down, that is. You want to bring him down, you better hit him square and wrap him up. Arm tackling's not going to do it. He can run you over. They hand it off again, off the left side. That's Manny Knight bouncing it to the outside. First down and more. Manny Knight down to the 30-yard line, a 20-yard gain. It was Drake who made the tackle. And while we have a chance, we'll take a look at that last replay. Those replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. A couple of blockers leading the way, and Manny Knight able to do the rest. His best run of the night goes for 20 yards. They give it to Knight again, going the other way, but it's a different result this time. A flag comes in right away. Kadaijuan Mitchell made the tackle, but we'll see if he got the face mask or could it be a hold. Well, the flag came in. Referee doesn't seem to be announcing anything. Maybe they picked it up. But a big tackle for loss by Mitchell. And it's going to be second down and about 14. Handoff off the right side. Good, tough run after contact by Xavion Hollister. Gets it up near the original line of scrimmage. Comes up a yard short of the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 3rd and 11. .409 to go with the clock running. They fake the handoff. Clark rolling to his left, throws on the run, wide open. It's Hapner inside the 20. That's a first down to the 15-yard line. Trevor Hapner all over the field. That's his second third down catch. Handoff straight up the middle. That's Johnson pounding into defenders. Gets inside the 10. And a manageable second down coming up for the Archers. And both teams trying to get their first win of the 2019 season. All across the SAC, it's teams with identical records playing each other. These are two 0-4 teams. We've got 1-3 Northside going against 1-3 Lures, 2-2 Northrop going against 2-2 Concordia, and so on and so forth as Johnson gets the handoff, runs into a wall, gets down to about the 7-yard line. The other matchups are some pretty big ones. Got 3-1 Carroll going against 3-1 Dwenger, and 4-0 Snyder going against 4-0 Homestead. Last we heard it was 35-23 Homestead leading in that game. My guess is still a lot of football to be played in that one. 42-29 in Homestead, we just heard. Homestead leading that one. Meanwhile, the score from that Dwenger game, Dwenger leads Carroll 10-3. Plenty of big games going on in the Summit Athletic Conference. This is a quarterback sneak by Jalen Lattimore. Can he get there? I don't think so. The Generals come up with a big play on 3rd and short. So they bring Jalen Lattimore, a bigger quarterback, in on that third down play. And now Clark's back in the game as the Archers go for it here on 4th and 2. 2 backs in the backfield. They fake the handoff. Clark rolling out, has a man. It's caught. It's Johnson. It's a touchdown. Or is it? Yes, it is. That was a very brief signal, though. I thought he got in. Holding. It's coming back. My goodness. And if you're a Southside coach, you're probably very frustrated that that's the penalty that takes away the touchdown. Because holding, it's one of those penalties that either gets called or doesn't get called. But in this case, it was called. So the touchdown comes off the board. It remains 32-19. So this is going to be 4th and about 18 yards to go. Southside needs to get to the 5-yard line for a first down and another whistle. This one's a timeout. Well, they'll have a lot to think about on this coming timeout, Southside will. Although actually I think it was Wayne who called that timeout, but that gives us a chance to look at our latest replay brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. What a big stop as a host of generals come in to make the tackle to keep Jalen Lattimore from converting that first down. That's Cameron Webb, who you see there making contact. As the Southside Archers, I wonder if they might consider kicking the field goal here. They have Hugo Huerta as their place kicker. A field goal from here would be about 40 yards out. But Huerta has missed an extra point already today. So it'll be a roll of the dice no matter what you do. They will go for it as Clark lines up in the shotgun. I believe that's Dylan Jackson next to him in the backfield. Clark rolls to his left. Has time. Going downfield to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Devontae Alford. (38-19) on 4th and 18. The Archers punch it in. That'll be worth another look, which we will give to you here in just a moment. And we are going to have a PAT. Julian Liebemoff on to kick the extra point to make it 39-19, trying to make it a 20-point game. And a late player getting onto the field for Southside. That's going to draw a penalty flag. Going to be a legal substitution. So that's going to back up the PAT. But on 4th and 18, the Archers find the end zone. What a throw that was, right on target. Liebemoff on again, and another penalty. That's going to be offsides on the Generals. So that'll move it right back to the 2-yard line. Back and forth we go here on this PAT. With 1:01 to go here in the third quarter. Well, Wayne scored on their opening drive, and Southside was able to answer. The snap is down. They get pressure. It's blocked. Number 19 for the Generals, Kason Jones. Well, now that we have a moment, we will show you our latest replay. These replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. And it's another one of those plays where they get Demir Clark on a rollout, and he finds Devontae Alford, put it on time to him, and Alford in for 6. And by the way, lest I forget, that was 4th and 18. 4th and 18. Southside able to convert on that. And they go up 38-19. Meanwhile, we just got an update. Homestead now leads Snyder 49-29. Not sure if that game is still in the third quarter, if it's made it to the fourth by now. That would be a huge win for Homestead. They got a huge win last week against Bishop Dwenger. Homestead's already a heck of a program. They've been a heck of a program for quite some time. And I talked to Chad Zolman this week about his experience as a defensive coordinator with Homestead. He specifically said that when he took over that program, there wasn't anything broken. Now, they did make a change this year to a 3-3 stack style of defense. They had run the 3-4 in years past, but now they run the 3-3 stack. Hapner on the kickoff, and whistles blow. Is that another penalty? Flag is down, so it might be offsides. Well, if Southside finishes this game on top, they're going to be happy about the win, but Roosevelt Norfleet will not be happy about all these penalties that his team has committed. Well, Trevor Hapner, again, he's Mr. Do Everything. He sends the kick away, and it's taken from the 30-yard line. Wayne stands to get great field position out of this. They've got it out across the 40-yard line. Did the ball come out? They're jumping up and down on the Southside sideline, and it's Southside football. Another fumble on a kickoff. That's twice that's happened, plus the onside kick at the beginning of the game. Well, Wayne was about to have great field position out of that. But that all goes away, and Southside takes over. Another short field to work with for Southside. They were able to cash in last time they forced a fumble on a kickoff. They faked the handoff, and now Clark running out of time, and he's hogtied. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Chris Hanna with the tackle. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10, no gain. Well, Southside trying to bounce back after being 0-10 last year. If they can keep the momentum going, they'll be able to accomplish that goal. And it looks like the clock may run down before this ball is snapped. No, they get the snap off, and it's Johnson bouncing it off the outside. Inside the 40, good run there on 2nd down to make it a 3rd and manageable. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. The Southside Archers lead it 38-19 over the Wayne Generals. We will be right back after this brief break on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter here at Wayne High School. It is 38-19, Southside with the lead, and they've got a 3rd and 3 coming out of a fumble on the kickoff return by the Generals. The second time Wayne has fumbled on a kickoff return. And this game started, by the way, with an onside kick by the Archers. They've been able to pretty much keep the momentum ever since. There's Johnson battling for the first down. I'm not sure he got it by that spot. He did not. That's about a yard short of the first down. And it will be 4th and inches, and we will see if Southside decides to go for it. They converted earlier in this game on 4th and 18. Not only did they get the first down, they got a touchdown out of that. As Wayne hustles guys onto the field. Kadaijuan Mitchell has already checked in, so has Micah Nunn. Johnson in the backfield. I believe that's Knight right next to him as Clark goes under center and gets the play from the sideline. And the Archers just called timeout. Yes, they did. Well, that gives us a chance to show you our latest replay brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. This was the kickoff moments ago after the touchdown. The return there, I believe that was Jaden Harmon, and he fumbles the ball. And it's picked up by the Archers with great field position, but now the Archers faced with a 4th and inches. Like I said, they converted on 4th and 18, and not only were they able to convert, they got a touchdown out of that. They've been able to run the ball with power. Now, here was the touchdown. That's Clark rolling out. Able to fit it into a tight window to Devontae Alford. And he scores the touchdown on 4th and a mile. There they go with Johnson. Second effort, got it. Up to the 33-yard line, and Southside converts again. It took a good second effort there by Johnson. Clark back to throw. Throws out in the flat. Miscommunication on that route. And it's incomplete. I think that was Jones who was the intended receiver. Well, I'm not sure if Jones was supposed to cut to the left or go upfield, but he ran upfield, and Clark threw that ball to his left. And now it's going to be second down and 10. 10:27 to go here in regulation. They motion White Allen and fake the handoff. They toss it to White Allen on the option, and he is drilled behind the line of scrimmage. Meanwhile, there's a flag on the play, and it's holding on the Archers. So we'll see if Wayne elects to back him up or if they decide to decline the penalty and make it third and long. They're going to back him up. So that's going to give an extra down to the Archers, but it's now 2nd down and 20. Clark will line up in the shotgun with a wide receiver on either side of the field. They fake the handoff. Clark rolling to his right. Throws, tipped in the air, and that's intercepted. A carom pick for the Generals. And out across the 50-yard line into Southside territory. It was Keeson Drake who got the interception for Wayne. And the Generals will take over with needing 3 scores to tie this game or perhaps take the lead. And this may be offsides. Aiden Meek going downfield. That's going to be incomplete. I don't see a flag, though. I think Meek was thinking he had a free play there. He was going for Christian Flanagan. Definitely thought I saw somebody jump, but then again, it also looked like a Wayne player moved early, and that's Nate Moore who's hobbling off the field right now. He's the leading receiver on this team coming into play. Transferred over from Bishop Luers. He was the leading receiver for the Knights last year. He made up a heck of a wide receiver tandem with Jamick Johnson. Of course, with a guy like Norman Kanapke throwing the football, that helps a lot as Keyshawn Fields rumbles his way for a first down. Keyshawn Fields trying to keep his team in this game. Wayne had a 9-3 season last year. They've been building up towards that ever since Derek Moore took over the program. Bit of a low snap here. Meek looks to throw. Across the middle, complete to Dumas, and a big hit at the end of that play. It's an 8-yard gain. I think that's Dumas' first catch of the game. And it's going to be 2nd down and short after the completion. Wayne has to operate quickly here. They're down 3 scores. Cameron Tolles going in motion. Flanagan goes in motion as well to the far side of the field. Flanagan, a big 6'4" target, and Meek throws to the near side. That's complete for the first down, and that's Tolles out to the 25-yard line. Devontae Malone with the tackle. This will be 1st and 10 as, again, Flanagan motions to the far side of the field, lines up in the slot. Pressure comes. Meek the short throw, complete. That's Flanagan, and he's cut down right away. A good gain on first down as Wayne continues to get chunks of yardage. But it's going to be 2nd and short after the completion. Keyshawn Fields lined up right next to Meek in the backfield. Handoff to Fields, and he's dropped behind the line. Max Burney was the first to get there and make contact. Got a little help from his friends as well. Jamarion Fomby in on that tackle. So now a big 3rd and long coming up for the Generals. Meek operating from the shotgun. They send 4. Out to the near side, complete. That's Flanagan, gets out of bounds to stop the clock, and that should be enough for the first down. So Wayne continues to move the ball after the turnover. And what was an interesting decision? It was a tipped pass. It was an interesting decision to throw the ball. I know it was 2nd down and 20, but Southside up by 3 scores. They decide to throw the ball, and now Wayne with a chance to capitalize. Blitz shown, and we'll find out who jumped here in a minute. It's going to be offsides, encroachment on the Archers, and a 5-yard penalty. That helps to keep Wayne in the game. Well, one thing that has definitely hurt Southside today has been the penalties, even though they're winning, and right on cue, that looks like another offsides penalty. That's going to be one thing that Roosevelt Norfleet talks about heavily with his guys in practice on Monday and perhaps even in the days leading up to it. As Wayne moves guys onto the field. Now, one thing that head coach Derek Moore will likely be addressing with his guys in practice on Monday is taking care of the football. Handoff goes to Fields, trying to break through. Touchdown! Keyshawn Fields pounds it in. And the Generals are still in this game. And now the big question, do they go for 2 or try the PAT? That's Keyshawn Fields' 3rd touchdown of the game. And it will be a 2-point try by the Generals. As Meek lines up in the gun, he looks to throw to the end zone. It's caught! They got it! Cameron Tolles. And a flag down at the end of the play. We'll see if it stands. So the conversion will count. They call a personal foul against the Generals. It's going to be enforced on the kickoff, so that is the last thing you want if you're Wayne. Meanwhile, we have a final from Homestead High School. Homestead has defeated Snyder 49-36. And you think about the difference, at least score-wise, between that game and the game last week against Dwenger. They won it in what at least on paper would look like a defensive struggle, although Homestead ran the ball extremely well. Braden Hardwick picked up over 200 yards on the ground. But 17-15 was the final score that night. And tonight, 49-36 against a very good Snyder team. And that Snyder team, that's a tough defense to move the ball against. And by the sound of things, Homestead was able to do so very well. It's tough to move the ball against Snyder, but Homestead has plenty of playmakers. It was strength against strength. Snyder also has a lot of playmakers on their offense. Now, because of the penalty, the ball is going to be kicked off from the 25-yard line. It was enforced 15 yards, an unsportsmanlike conduct. After the play was over, the 2-point conversion counted. So the ball is going to be kicked off from the 25-yard line. Return from the 35. Southside stands to get great field position out of this. Alford breaks one tackle and a second. Still going across the 45 to the 42. And with 7 minutes to go, Southside with great field position. Well, in just a moment, we'll give you a look at the touchdown. In fact, we'll give you that look right now. Those replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Keyshawn Fields running through contact, punches it in for 6. And the confetti flies as soon as he punches it in. And the 2-point conversion was a pass from Aiden Meek to Cameron Tolles, which we'll look at in just a moment. As Clark goes under center. He looks to hand it off and does so. Cutting it upfield is Andrew Moore, breaks a couple of tackles, and I think he's got enough for the first down. And it looks like they're going to mark it back a yard short of the first down. Johnson in the backfield, along with Moore. They give it to Moore. He stretches it to the outside. He's going to have the first down. Andrew Moore inside the 20. Pushed out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Does Southside have the answer again? Wayne scored on their first possession of the second half. Southside was able to answer that. Wayne just scored on their last possession. And now Southside is looking to answer that. Now the penalty on the 2-point conversion helped to give Southside good field position. They returned it from the 35-yard line with Devontae Alford getting it out across the 45. Clark ready to go under center. He hands it off, bouncing it outside. That's Moore again. He'll chew up some clock after that run. I beg your pardon, that's Johnson, number 31. And do we have an injured Southside player? We do. That's Johnson. He walked back into the backfield and immediately went down, and now the trainers will come out and have a look at him. Got 5:56 to go in this game, but we'll take a break for this injury timeout on SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Welcome back here at Wayne High School. Handoff goes to White Allen, trying to stretch it to the outside, and he will not get the first down. That what happened moments ago is Johnson was injured on that previous play. It was helped off the field. Went down as he was walking back to the huddle. So that's the reason for the timeout if you're just joining us. And it will be 3rd and 1 for the Archers. Operating from the 5-yard line. Handoff to White. Allen cuts it upfield. He's in. Touchdown. So with 5:04 to go, that will likely be the dagger. 44-27 after the touchdown. Wayne would need 3 scores in 5 minutes and 4 seconds to come back in this game. And it looks like Southside will likely go for 2 here. Meanwhile, we just got a score update, 40-33 Northrop over Concordia. I'm not sure if that was a final. Clark rolling, throwing, got it. Trevor Hapner, there he is again. Mr. Do-It-All. He already has a touchdown catch, a third down conversion. He has a couple of third down conversions, actually. He's got an interception as well. He kicked the onside kick, and now he catches a pass on a 2-point conversion. Impressive night for Trevor Hapner. As Southside goes up 46-27. Meanwhile, we'll get another brief look at this replay brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. That's White Allen. Turn around the corner. He cuts it upfield and into the end zone to get Southside up. 44-27 at that point, now 46-27, a 19-point lead, and it looks like Southside is on their way to their first victory of the season. And yes, we did get confirmation. That score from Northrop and Concordia was a final. Northrop wins at 40-33. So at least 2 games have gone final in the SAC. Already heard that Homestead defeated Snyder tonight. I believe 49-36 was the final there. This kickoff fielded at the 25-yard line. And a good return. I believe that's Kissan Drake out to the 34-yard line. Wilson in on the tackle for Southside. So we've got less than 5 minutes to play in regulation. This is a game that has seen quite a bit. Several turnovers by Wayne, several penalties by Southside, but in the end it's Southside who, at least at the moment, has a 19-point lead. Wayne looking to make a run here in the last 5 minutes. Aiden Meek operating from the shotgun. He's got Fields next to him. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Meek going to set up the screen. It's knocked away. Manny Knight got right in the backfield and read that beautifully. The good thing that does for Wayne is that it stops the clock because of the incompletion. Got a long way to go to come back in less than 5 minutes. Still got the starters out on the field. Meek to throw, running out of time. Across the middle, that's complete to Dumas, and he's hit right at the 40-yard line, and there's Hapner again. No, that was not Hapner. There is a flag down on the play, meanwhile. We've had a lot of those tonight. Well, one thing about last week's game that I had, Southside versus Snyder, there were very few penalties. That's not been the case tonight. It's unsportsmanlike conduct against Southside. Well, like I said before, if Southside holds on for this win, Roosevelt Norfleet and his coaching staff, they'll be happy about the W. But they'll expect their guys to clean things up as far as the penalties go. Now, for Derek Moore and his staff, my guess is what he'll be addressing in the days to come is taking care of the football. Well, there will be other things that he addresses, but taking care of the football maybe first of all. Deep ball downfield, incomplete. I believe that was in the direction of Dumas. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Did we have another flag there? I don't see one. The referee was walking over as if he was about to signal for a penalty. But nope, no laundry on the field. They'll play on. 2nd down and 10. They hand it off to Fields. Lunging ahead, appears to have the first down. He's very close. I think they're going to mark him down short by about a yard. 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Generals. It's going to be 3rd and 2, actually. And is that going to be offsides again? It is offsides. That has been one of the more common penalties for this Southside team. Again, I'm sure this coaching staff is glad that Southside is up 19 points with 4 minutes to go, but they're going to want to see less of these penalties in weeks to come. Handoff goes to Fields, trying to bounce it to the outside, and he's dropped in the backfield. A host of Archers gets back there to take him down. Max Burney was one of those guys. Seems like he's been one of the more frequent flyers in that backfield for opposing teams. Make it 2nd and 12 after the loss. Blitz shown. Meek under pressure. Throws the slant. Tipped in the air and incomplete. It falls into no man's land. We've seen a couple of carom picks in this game already. One by either team. And with 3:18 to go, the Generals are faced with a 3rd and long. Fields alone in the backfield. Meek sets up to throw the screen to Tolles, and he stumbled after making the catch and just got pushed down by number 29, Josh Colfer. And that's going to bring up 4th and about 12. Make that 4th and about 13. And now if you're Wayne, this is the game. If they don't convert this, they may not get the ball back. Meek going downfield. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Southside will take over. 2:45 to go, and Southside can now start to just run the clock down. Probably won't take a knee right away. You'll probably see him come out and run a few run plays before they start taking knees. It's 2:45 to go, so obviously play clock doesn't really allow for you to take a knee here. Play clock's still very much in effect. There's a couple of guys come onto the field for Wayne. That's J. Ryan Boone. They hand it off around the outside. Good couple of cuts. I believe that's number 33, Matt Morris. He's still going after the whistles blow. I think they're going to stop him a couple yards back at about the 37-yard line, so a gain of 3. Clock will continue to move as we approach 2 minutes to play, as Southside is about to go to 1-4 on the season. Meanwhile, we have an update from Bishop Dwenger. The Saints have defeated Carroll 10-3. That is a final. And upfield goes Morris. He's still going. Out across the 40. There is a flag down on the play, and the ball's ripped out. Wayne's got it back. Running down the sideline the other way for a touchdown is Tyzel Thomas. There is a flag on the play. Oh, we've had some crazy moments in this game. It's holding against Southside. They will decline the penalty. The touchdown will stand. And now you're probably going to see you're probably going to see Wayne attempting an onside kick. Whether they end up going for 2 here or kicking the extra point. But what a crazy play. We have had a couple of those. And Wayne has a walk-on kicker in Diego Samperio. But the Generals will go for two as they rush a receiver back onto the field. Brandon Robinson, late getting on. And now another flag comes in. Delay of game, this time on Wayne. The runner in the backfield there was Antoine Schneider. I believe he has one carry in this game, if I'm not mistaken. And now Southside runs a man onto the field. Meek to throw, sets up the lateral, turns it upfield, in for two. Keyshawn Fields scoring on the two-point conversion. And now Wayne will have to kick it onside, down by 11, 46-35 your score. And this is not over yet. It looked like Southside was on their way to a victory. They may still be, but Wayne is not ready to go away. So what kind of ending do we have in store here? We know Wayne's going to kick the ball onside. This game started with an onside kick, in case you're just joining us. In just a moment, we will try to get you a look at that crazy play that Wayne just scored on. Matt Morris was refusing to go down. Had he gone down, might have at least kept the football and allowed Southside to run some more time off the clock. But he kept on running, perhaps wanting to get to the end zone, and instead, the ball was stripped, and Tyzel Thomas took it all the way. So here is the onside kick by the Generals. And are they going to call offsides on this? That ball was there to be returned, or to be picked up by Wayne. The only thing I could see here is offsides. I'm not sure who was offsides, though. I think it was Aiden Meek who kicked it. But they back the ball up to the 35-yard line. Wayne will get another chance. So 1:37 left to go in this game. Still loose. Did Southside come up with it? I think Hapner came out of the pile with it, or did he? He did. Mr. Do-It-All, Trevor Hapner, does it again. He's kicked an onside kick, which Southside recovered. He's scored a touchdown. He's caught 2 third-down passes. He's caught a pass on a 2-point conversion. He's intercepted a pass. And now he recovers an onside kick to potentially end the game. As Demir Clark comes on into what looks like the victory formation, and there he does take the knee. And that'll allow time to run off the clock. So Southside is going to get their first win of the season. (46-35). Clock is running. We'll have to snap it at least one more time. Probably one more time again after this snap. So going to be third down, but Southside's not worried about that. They're going to walk out of Wayne with a victory. It'll be their first victory since the 2017 season. And now the game is over. Is almost over. Clock is running. It's down at 13 seconds. One more kneel down has been taken. The last win for Southside was 2017 against Northside. But now the two teams shake hands. And Southside has won it here at Wayne. A huge win for the Southside Archers. Again, their first win since 2017, September 29th against Northside. Their next game will be against Carroll. That'll be at home. That's a good Carroll team they're playing. But this is a Wayne team that, though they are young and though they are 0-4 coming into play, 0-5 now, they have a lot of talent. So Southside, they're going to feel good about this win, at least in the sense that they got a win against a team with a lot of young, promising talent. There are some things they're not going to feel good about, though, and those are the penalties. Several penalties committed by Southside, many of them pre-snap. A lot of offside penalties, some delay of games, a couple of false starts, and also some unsportsmanlike conduct and pass interference penalties that really sort of hurt them in the end, but did not cost them. They win the game by a final score of 46-35. We'll be back after this to wrap things up here on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
46-35 is your final. Southside defeats Wayne here at Wayne High School. They get their first victory since 2017 when they knocked off Northside. And for Wayne, after a 9-3 season, they will look to bounce back in the weeks to come. They got Snyder next week, and I believe that's on the road over at Spooler Stadium. But for Southside, a huge win for them, and there were a lot of good things to take away from it. They got Demir Clark, some good open passes rolling out of the pocket. He was on time with his receivers. Really had only the one, I think, miscommunication earlier in the game. But other than that, he was well on. He and the receivers were on the same page, and he got him rolling out of the pocket, got him comfortable throwing in the pocket, and also got the running game going with multiple backs as well. Got plenty of carries for Ashton Johnson. Also, Dylan Jackson, Marcus White-Allen both scored touchdowns tonight. DeAndre Coach had some good carries. And Trevor Hapner, what can you say about him? He did everything tonight for Southside. He kicked the onside kick that got things started. That's right, the first play of the game was an onside kick by Southside. They recovered. Hapner kicked it. Southside recovered it. And then Hapner scored 2 plays later on a touchdown pass from Demir Clark. And he also caught a couple of third down passes. Also caught a pass on a 2-point play. Had an interception and then recovered the onside kick to seal the victory. What more can you say about what Trevor Hapner did today? In fact, that will be the final replay that we show you. Our replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. This was the kick by Aiden Meek. There's a scrum for the football, but there you see Trevor Hapner coming out of the pile with it. And that is what seals the deal for the Southside Archers. What they're not going to like is the penalties. In fact, I imagine that Roosevelt and Northfleet will be reminding them, hey, guys, we can't have all these penalties. We got to be disciplined, especially the pre-snap stuff. Before we go, we will take 24 penalties for 193 yards, to be exact. And in the meantime, we will get a word in from our sponsors before we sign off from here at Wayne High School. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Acme Bar and Grill is currently located at 1105 East State Boulevard in Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Order your favorite pizza, pasta, salad, and more, all with the click of a button. Acme Bar and Grill accepts orders online for pickup. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurtz Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been serving food consistently since 1973. Their recipes use only the best fresh ingredients. They are family-owned, and they pride themselves on great quality. For more information, go to elaztecarestaurant.com. That's elaztecarestaurant.com. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. You can count on them to provide you with a system and solution that fits your quality needs, that fits your unique needs. Again, here at Wayne High School, the final score. Southside spoils homecoming night, 46-35 your final. Southside defeats Wayne. For my cameraman, Thomas Nolan, and everyone at Summit City Sports, I'm Thad Goff saying so long from Wayne High School. See you next week.